Two, one. Hello, welcome to the Steam Release Podcast. I am your host, Dewey Bear, and this is... Man, I'm mixing myself up. Okay, and this is our Lavender Dream co-host, Roadypie.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
We are both here to go through the release list so that you don't have to. So, and we've got... this has been a very good week, actually. So,
yeah.
excellent.
Really looking forward to talking about the gems that have come out this week.
Yep. Before we get to those gems, though, what is the last week of gaming been for you?
Now, oh dear. So obviously, playing on and off Final Fantasy 14. I finished Detective Grimoire. I finished also The Last Dream. I think we talked about Detective Grimoire last week, yes, but this week was The Last Dream, and I finished that Developers Edition, and it is a hidden object game, but it's got a mix of FMV elements in it, which is interesting.
Yeah. It's definitely got a very beautiful look to it. Like a lot of FMVs kind of have the same look. This does not have the same look, which is I mean, not FMV. Finding Object game. Yeah, and this has a different look. I like that.
The backgrounds are really, very well done. The acting, however, of the FMV, and this is what annoys me because it looks like they use quite good cameras and everything, the FMV elements, but just the facial expressions when they're just like the same note sort of thing, just like barely twitch of the muscle.
They went to Kirsten Stewart's school of acting.
Pretty much. It's just like
happy.
Oh, I'm so glad you're back. Oh yeah, you come out of that coma. Oh yeah, so it's like, and plus it was I wasn't quite sure at the beginning what was quite happening, because it's like he gets up, as you can see in the video here. He gets up, he washes his face. It's like, okay, he's just awoken from a dream, and then he's getting up and he's going to do something. Oh, he's somehow back in the dream after splashing water on his face. And it's like, how did that happen? And so yeah, it keeps transitioning from him in the waking world to him in the dream world. And and only once does it actually explain how he got into the dream world. And it's like, oh, I'm really tired, I'm gonna lie down on this bed here. That's it. But the rest of the time that doesn't happen. So yeah,
just without warning. So you're always like, what?
Yeah. And it kind of doesn't. Sometimes you don't know what you're supposed to do next as well. It suffers a bit from that. So yeah. So there was that, and I have been streaming. I streamed Perils of Man yesterday.
Perils of Man. Oh yeah. I actually caught some of that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
My condolences.
Yeah, it's I love point and click adventure games, and this one has really good reviews on it. And I'm not just like 10. People have reviewed it and given it the thumbs up, but it's I think it's got over 100 reviews, and it looks really nice, but the puzzles are just terrible. Hey, Akio. Thanks for joining us. So you can see that she's holding this purple cylinder. And, I don't want to spoil it for people, but I'm going to have to say, like, this particular thing. I had to like, make a key. And it's like, okay, where's the key? I'm going all the way around and everything like that. And it's like, oh, maybe I have to do something with the cylinder. Okay. what do I do? And you try, rubbing everything together, hit it with a mallet, do this, do that, try and put it in a vise, try and do this, try and do that. And it's like, and then, I had to ask, like, Akio is, my mod, and I said, look, Akio, you have to give me a big hint. So you got to go outside. I was like, right, okay, I'll go outside. And I'm clicking on everything, and then it's like, I had to hold it up to the sky, even though you couldn't click on the sky without you holding it. Which is what? It's like, well, how would I have a clue? It's like if you'd like could select the sky before you were holding it or something like that, and it says, oh, it's a storm out there and blah 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 blah. But no, not at all.
It's like, couldn't you just hold it up to a light?
Yeah, exactly. Which I did try to do. I tried to do that before, but no. So yeah, it's really badly. Really, yeah, it had to be lightning. So yeah, really, really bad design.
Yeah,
and it's a shame because everything else is okay. It's okay. The voice acting is a bit strange because they're supposed to be Swiss, and they don't sound Swiss. They use British accents, but they don't say. They say mom. They say mom, like the Americans.
Very
M-O-M.
posh.
Yeah. They say very posh, and it's like, but sometimes she changes to mum as well, and it's like, what? Oh yeah, Bunsen burner flame. That seemed same, but. Yeah, there was a Bunsen burner.
I feel like that's a hint that maybe the actors weren't actually like they were faking the accent, because if they were swapping from middle class and high class accents, just
definitely,
randomly.
There was like there's no they weren't British because they would have said mum.
Yeah.
Oh, mumsy if you're posh. But yeah.
Yeah. My word.
What about yourself? What have you been playing?
Well,
hopefully no disasters.
Yeah, no disasters. Let me see. I, of course, Darkest Dungeon, nothing terribly new there, but I feel like I'm making a breakthrough. I'm getting further in the game than I ever have before, so I want to beat it before Darkest Dungeon 2 comes out, which I'm really looking forward to. And surprise, I don't think I convinced them to, but my cousins and a friend of mine have all started to play Final Fantasy 14. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And we're all playing together. And I'm like, what is this? How did this happen?
That's cool.
It finally happened. We're all playing together. At least one of them, like, he's a former WoW player, and he's quite enjoying Final Fantasy so far.
That's good.
Yeah, he's enjoying it quite a bit. So I'm just like showing the ropes, going through that, leveling on a different server now because we're in like 3 different continents. So so we settled on the Crystal server because it's really hard to get in onto the Primal server. But yeah, so we're on the Crystal, and yeah, it's just awesome, and just getting to have fun with them in Final Fantasy 14, and so it's cool. So that's been my gaming this last week.
Nice.
I've been tempted to check out the demos because there's so many free demos coming out, but that is a topic for honorable mentions, which we're ready to show off. So our first honorable mention is the Cultist Simulator demo is out.
Let me load up.
So you may have seen some YouTubers play this game a bit, but it is I know Jesse Cox really liked this game, but it's like it's a card game, kind of like if you ever played Solitaire, but it is sort of a solitaire type game where you're just laying down the cards and laying them out. There's a solitaire game called King's Garden, which is like a very complex solitaire game, but how you lay out the cards is in these beautiful arrays kind of thing. And that's sort of what this game sort of looks like. I feel like this was partially inspired by King's Garden. It's just there's a lot more complicated mechanics because they're not using a 52 set of cards. And it's just, there's all these different systems that are going on, and you kind of have to learn how you go to figure out, like, oh wait, this card's here. What should I do? And there's timers, so there's a little bit of stress. So sometimes a card will appear and you have 60 seconds to respond, pretty much. So it's a neat little solitaire game, and that's very cool idea. What are your thoughts?
Lovecraftian themes, and you know, it's I'm glad that there's a demo for it, because you know there have been a big surge of people liking these sort of card game strategies, RPG type games, and but some of them work really well and some of them just don't. And so so to give people a chance to try the demo and see if it's for them or not, I think is a great idea. And which brings us on to, you know, the lately people or developers putting up demos of their games, and I think is a fantastic idea, because you know, you get these indie games that don't quite fit a particular mold, and you want people to get an idea of your game and what's it about and everything before people purchase it and then return it within the 2 hours.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's good for the consumer and good for the developers as well.
Yeah, and it's so awesome, because it's like almost like we're going back to the 90s and the aughts when you get those demos in like cereal boxes, or sometimes even in the mail. They'd send out like mail to people who are interested with, you know, hey, here's the demo of the game. That was so cool.
Or games magazines as well.
Oh yeah. Yep. And Steam is kind of bringing that back with the demo system. Like, developers are realizing that, hey, this is actually really good marketing, and I'm pretty impressed. Back on Cultist Simulator, though, it is developed by the developers of Fallen London. If you've played that browser game, normally I'm not into browser timing games, but Fallen London is very well written up until it gets kind of grindy at a point. But it's cool that it's made by them. And there's these cool little things where the background of the table will change, and there's different sound effects and music effects. So even though it looks like you're just laying cards on a board, it does a lot of mood setting and like messing with your head. So it's a very unique game. But yeah,
lots gone into it, and a lot of love.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
it's been a week of demos and also expansions. Titan Quest Atlantis came out, just to mention that. Let me say Atlantis, bingo. Yes, so yeah, Titan Quest Atlantis came out. Pillars of Eternity 2 expansion came out as well. So there's just a lot of stuff coming out this week for some reason. This is May, so is this for Mother's Day? On that, by the way, happy Mother's Day to
Happy Mother's Day in America.
There. Yeah, America, Canada, and several other countries, but I don't remember which. But yeah, particularly America and Canada, I know for sure. But yeah, so Titan Quest Atlantis is coming out. And yeah, I guess we can move on to our other honorable mentions. The first one is Invisible Fist, which also has a demo, so you can check it out ahead of time.
It has it. I can't see it on the store page.
Oh, if you search Invisible Fist, there's Invisible Fist demo that shows up. Oh, but it's not here. Is that a different game?
No, I think it's the same game, but it's just which is weird, because when I click on the demo, it doesn't go to the demo, it just goes to the normal game. Oh,
maybe that's a listing that's going to be going up or was up. Weird.
It's very strange.
They might have had the demo up until they released it. That might have been. I don't know.
You guys got to keep that demo up, because you know we might want to try it first. Try before we buy.
Indeed. So this is sort of a social commentary game, a critique of capitalism, but it also seems to have some pretty good game mechanics. So I'm fine with propaganda games as long as you provide gameplay.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
provide gameplay. It actually is probably a more effective way to get your point across. So it's got this kind of like pop art look to it, which is pretty neat.
Yeah, I like the look of it. I like the colors, and I think it's an interesting concept. It and you know, it's not something that I myself would buy or anything like that, but it talks about the stresses of life, and what working can do to you as well. So I think that's it, and they make some interesting points. But yeah,
it's never
it's
fun to
very
be a
interesting.
wage slave.
Yes.
It's everyone's dream to get out of it. That's why we're on Twitch.
Yes.
Right. Alrighty. And
But how much is that? That's
it's $13.49. Sorry.
Yeah, there's promotional now, 10% off, so it's $10.25 right now.
How long would it be? It looks about 5.9 hours. There's only one review, so 5.9 hours. And the reviewer gives it between a 6.4 up to an 8.9. How precise. That's like my brother. Like when I would say like, oh yeah, it's almost noon, and he's going like, it's 11:56. I'm just like,
Thank you.
There's been many a time when I was a kid with my brother where he would be like that, and I'm like, don't punch his face, don't punch his face. Just like in my head, like.
The devs do say you'll get around 3 to 10 hours of gameplay.
3 to 10 hours? Okay. I love it when devs mention that, so that's nice.
Yeah.
So I guess 6 hours is about the average of that. Nice.
Yeah, and it's single player. It's not like a co-op or multiplayer.
Yeah, we know how scientific games ratings are. That's why I kind of prefer just I really love Steam's just upvote downvote system, because like, did you like it? Yes or no. That's all I need to know. I don't need like this granular stuff, because in general, a game's gonna end up with a roughly like what percentage of people liked it kind of thing. I mean, yeah, there might be like 70% of people like this game, but 30% of people just simply didn't understand how it was a masterpiece kind of thing, or something like that. There can be situations like that, but
I would like a button for a kind of
a meh. That would be nice.
because I've had a lot of meh games, so yeah, I would like that as well.
Where you don't feel like give it a downvote, but it's like, yeah, that would probably be a good idea for them.
Yeah,
Add that sort of middling thing. Yeah, that'd be good. Anyhow, our next title is Danger Crew. And honorable mentions. I thought this was so cute when you brought it up. So it's like, so from what I understand, it's like Pokemon, but with hackers.
Yes. It is like single player RPG set in a world obsessed with programming. Hack battles are the law of the land. Sling terminal commands until your enemies' laptops explode in a smoking cloud of defeat. Build your crew to be the most unstoppable programming team the world has ever seen.
It's so cute.
It's so cute. I love it. I've seen a lot of this kind of art style recently, and I love it. I'm all for it.
Yeah, and I like how he's definitely going for an homage to Pokemon, but he still has a different style. It's not the same art style. It is somewhat modified to be his own. I do appreciate that, and it's got a cool theme, cool idea. Hopefully they got a decent class systems where you got like because it's all mechanics. It's not like real hacking. So I wonder if there's like DDoS specialists and then like worm specialists, like people who have different specialties in how they attack systems, and if there's a proper like balance, like rock paper scissors system going on. So I am sort of curious, but it looks adorable.
I'm interested. I like the what they said they're going to use for upgrades. That they're what you can use as upgrades. So deck out your computers with upgrades, stickers, and scripts. So I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is 10% off right now, and it's £6.47. I don't know how long it is. The reviews that are up there about 5.5 hours.
Yeah, it seems to be 3 to 5.5 hours long, kind of that range. The
Yeah.
reviewer did mention that the story's not very long, but
Right.
I mean that's a like a good afternoon that you can spend
Yeah.
going through it. So, yep, it's $8.99 US at 10% off. So
Yeah.
it's a cute game.
It's cute.
Oh yeah, and Eke was mentioning how he's fine with a 5-point system. That's I mean that's fine, but I still feel 5 points is still just so arbitrary. Like,
yeah, because people don't use it properly anymore. It's like so for example, like with everything. So for example, when we used Airbnb, if you didn't put 5 stars, that means that place was crap, sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's so people don't.
Yeah, if you give 4 stars, then you're just kind of a dick. Like that's kind of how you feel. You have to give 5 stars. And yeah, so it's like if the world was perfect and everyone was a good actor and like made objective decisions and how they ranked things, then a 5-star system works. But when you're talking, but all people aren't like that, and so an up and a down is really just the best thing, the best system. It's fantastic. Yeah. And like sometimes, like particularly with rating restaurants, it's like, oh crap, if they know who I am, like, are they going to spit in my food next time if I give them a 4? Because I still am going to go back and eat there. But are they going to know I'm the one that ruined their like 5-star streak?
Oh, exactly. Yeah, and you know, you tend to when you're looking for restaurants, if it's not over 4 point something, or 4 stars, it's like no, we're not.
Yeah,
won't bother with that one. Yeah.
All right, and our final honorable mention is Swag and Sorcery.
I love I do like lazy bear games, although I always feel that because I like their last game, what do you call it, Graveyard Keeper, but I feel they put out games before they're completely done, like they did with Graveyard Keeper. I thought that could have used like at least a year's more development going into that. So I'm although I'm bringing this to people, say, oh, check this out, it is with a kind of a sort of a caveat sort of thing. So I think they need to adjust some things, like with, because a lot of people saying that it's quite a big grind. It's too slow paced. So yeah, there needs to be a lot of adjustment being done, and there's apparently a lot of endgame content is missing. So this is one to maybe wait until quite a lot of patches come out. Maybe don't get it right now. It should have been an early access still.
Yeah. It's got great pixel art. It is one of those more casual, almost idle type games. But for those who are looking for something like that, this one at least looks excellent. But yeah, Lazy Bear Games, as Rody does say, has a reputation. It is currently 25% off at $9.74 US.
Yes, it's £7.49 here. Yeah, and it's got quite mixed reviews right now. So yeah, just wait until I probably give it a few months before actually picking this up. But put it on your follow list, put it on your wish list, and see what they come up with.
Yeah. Oh, the sprite work is really, really good.
Yeah, that's the thing. They put so much work into the sprites and everything, because their games look so great, and they've got some fantastic concepts and everything. It's just I wish they would spend a little more time developing their games.
Yeah,
That's it.
it's the gameplay. Like, you can make it look really nice, but if the gameplay's not down,
Yeah.
they gotta swap of their priorities.
Mm.
Now we're actually to the true release list. Done with our honorable mentions. We are going to start with Tuesday, May 7th, and first we have Descenders, which you can buy the soundtrack.
We're thinking of you, Justin. Thinking of you.
Yes, thinking of Justin all the time.
All the time.
But yeah, so I'm just going to assume that the music is copyrighted, so I'm going to swap to a different video. But yeah, so they got... it's just bicycling, extreme bicycling, downhill, that, mess up once you're probably dead. But this looks so fun. The physics, at least in the trailer, look tight. But it does have very positive reviews, so hopefully they are just as tight as they're displaying.
Yes. And this is multiplayer as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is a game you play your friends and play. It's online multiplayer as well.
Yep.
So, and apparently the servers are really good. Apparently.
Oh, that's good. Low latency.
Yeah. So it's great. Apparently, it's what I've heard. What I've heard about this game.
Yep.
Godless. We just started on the main list now. We just you just missed the honorable mentions, but don't worry. There's still plenty of gems coming up.
Oh yeah, all the really amazing stuff starts now. So, but yeah, Descenders. Oh man, this is on my wish list because I am a sucker for particularly more physics-based racing games. Like, I'm not a fan of FIFA, but give me a game where I can jump off things and like, not FIFA, Forza. Wow, just brain farted there. I'm not a huge fan of just like simulation racers, but physics racers. Yes, this looks so fun, and yeah, it's only $18.74 too, so not a bad price to it.
I mean, the backgrounds look really fantastic. It's not just like what do you call them, assets just put in everywhere.
Oh
yeah. It looks really, really well done. And this is 25% off, now. £14.61.
And they're not doing what Forza still does to this day, is just have like 2D pictures that kind of like just always face you. I forget what those are called. In my 3D class, my 3D art class, there's a term for that. I don't remember it, but yeah, so it's just these 2D pictures that just like always face the viewer, so it gives the illusion like it's a 3D picture, but it's not. And this one doesn't do that. They have real 3D environments.
Oh wow, nice.
So that's pretty impressive to me. I wonder, the developer, have they done anything else? Rage Squid? Oh, they did Action Hank. Oh, that's all they've done before this? Action Hank? Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Neat. So yeah, Action Hank was a fairly successful, and this one was in early access, but it's out now, and just very positive reviews. Being a multiplayer, it's probably gonna have a variance of how much time you're gonna get out of it, but I'm seeing upwards to 82 hours.
Wow.
As low as 5 hours on the reviews, but it probably all depends on how much multiplayer. What is the campaign like? Because they do have a single player, or is it there really a campaign?
A single player campaign would be interesting.
They don't mention anything about it, but they do say that it is a single player game. Right, they do have single player content, so yeah. Rage Squid.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it looks fun. How much in pounds was it? 1874?
£14.61.
Yeah. All right. Our next title is Wraithslayer. This one I've had on my radar for a while, because I'm pretty sure they put this up on Steam as like coming soon. Back in January, I believe. And yeah, it's cool that it's finally out. It uses that sort of Jakartan's shadow puppet kind of look, where you have just the black characters and then a colored background. But it's not pixel art, is it? I don't think so. Yeah, no, it's not pixel art. It kind of has that feel to it, though.
Yeah. That's interesting. It's a very interesting concept. I do like it, but I'm not sure if there's quite enough in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It looks like you're facing just bosses, and and for some people that might be enough. But it doesn't seem like, I don't know, you're going on like a journey or something. But for the price, it's
$5, yeah.
£3.99. So it seems, although it seems like a very focused and compact game, sometimes that's all you need. And as long as you put it at the right price, then that's fine.
Yeah. It's and it looks like they have at least 3 bosses. Let me see. Their system seems to mostly be like there's an avoidance phase where you have to hide, and you have to pick up these orbs, and then you use those orbs to deal an attack, but you have to wait until you have an opportunity to make that attack. So it's kind of this it's kind of a bullet hell type experience.
I see.
That's kind of a neat mix, where I think it feels like it kind of combines the ideas in Undertale, where you have that avoid stuff thing.
Yes, yeah.
And then you get to attack. But instead of putting you in this little window, it's just that is the game. So
I see.
It's kind of
neat. Interesting concept, and I think it's priced right as well.
Yeah, only $4.99. So one of the developers is their first game, but Sean Yun, who is the other developer, made Littlewood.
Oh, that's not out yet.
Oh, it's not out yet, nope.
No, and that is on my wish list. That was a Kickstarter, and that's what the game that we looked at previously. That looked kind of like a Pokemon design. So he's kind of using that art style as well. So the world has been saved, and now but you're not starting. You're not going to the point where you're saving the world. You're rebuilding after the world has been saved.
So you rebuild your town along with the hearts of those around you.
And I've played the demo, and it's very addictive. It's a lot of fun, and there's these nice conversations, and he's working on it now, and I'm on their Discord channel, and so he's regularly updating it and everything. So
that's kind of cool. So it's like what happens after the hero's journey.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you forget you are the hero, but you lost your memory.
Oh.
So yeah, you're not going, haha, I'm the hero, I think we should do this. But yeah, fun.
Oh, that's really cool. I am looking forward to talking about this.
I just missed the Kickstarter, because I would have I would have yeah, definitely.
They're published by Smash Games, which made Roguelands, Magicite, and Kindergarten. Which seem to all be sort of pixel type games. So that's pretty neat. Magicite and Kindergarten.
Wow, the Kindergarten is oh wow, that's got a lot of people giving it positive reviews. Like, it's over 2,000.
Oh wow!
This is one that missed rebuy for sure.
Oh yeah, this one, June 15, 2017. My word, I had no idea this game existed, but wow, a lot of people like it.
Oh, because the staff are killing children. That's quite.
Oh my word!
Wow.
Oh, so it's all about trying to survive kindergarten. My word. Okay then. Okay then. Wow. All right. So the next title after that, Wraithslayers. Oh, I don't think we mentioned how long is it. It looks like it's probably about 1.5 to 5 hours, probably depending on how good you are at the game. But yeah, so next title is Dusty Raging Fist. Which this game, great backgrounds.
Yes.
Some of the character designs are a little jank. Like
Yes.
I'm just like,
I saw this. I when you showed me the list and I had a look at this, I was like, wow, oh my god, these backgrounds so beautiful. Then I looked at the characters and I just thought, what?
the characters are just a little extra. Like his ears
Yeah.
need to be a quarter that length.
Yeah.
And her mouth needs to be twice that size. Like it's just like boop, little mouth. There's just things about it that's like, okay.
I mean, I think we've spoken about this on maybe even last week. It's like when when artists, you have like a few artists or something, and they don't have a cohesive style. It's not and then it just put it in the game and it just looks a bit odd and out of place.
Yeah, I definitely feel like the character artist and the environment artist were two different people.
Yeah,
and some of the enemy monsters also look like they're made by a different artist.
Yeah.
So I'm like, the characters. Well, some of the enemies definitely fit in with the hero characters.
Yeah.
But what I like about it, the fighting animation seems pretty smooth. The sprite work is well done. And it's just a beautiful world. So this one, you know what? I would check this out. It looks kind of fun.
Yeah, and it's 10% off right now for £6.47. Explain what it says, the blurb of the game. So it's like set in a timeline before Dusty Revenge, Dusty Raging Fist, features a younger vigilante, Dusty, aided by his team of skillful fighters. News of an ancient evil in a faraway land threatens the peace and harmony of Double Bill Town. Children have disappeared mysteriously, and rogue villains now rule over many. So yeah.
So this is a prequel to Dusty's Revenge. Yep. And there's a co-op edition and Almost Human. There's a DLC called Almost Human. Interesting. So yeah, this game came out in February 17th, 2014 to mixed reviews. But the current one, let me see, how is it doing on reviews? It's only got one review so far. So it did get mixed reviews before. Maybe they have improved from then.
Yeah, this is one, maybe to give it a go.
Okay, so Dusty Revenge, Almost Human, it gives you human forms of the playable characters. So that's what it does. So maybe people were just like so weirded out by the long ears. Like, So that's kind of neat. Anyhow. Yeah, Dusty Raging Fist. Very cool, very pretty. But the character work, yuck. Length, it looks... A lot of the reviews are in foreign languages, like Russian and Chinese. 2.9 hours to 6 hours seems to be the range, but the 6 hours has a negative review. No English reviews that I can read.
No.
So yeah, 3 playable beat-em-up characters and 2 combat support characters. So I guess you could play as 2 characters in the first game, and here you can play as 3 now. And yeah, it's just a single player co-op game. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'm sure that you don't have to play the first game to enjoy this one.
Yeah, probably not.
So yeah, co-op and local co-op. So interesting. Shared split screen.
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and add this to my wish list. I want to check this one out eventually. So, yep. And it's $8.99 US.
Yeah, it says $6.49 UK.
And that's not so bad. And our next title, sticking with a theme here, Thunderpaw. So this is you play as a good boy dog who is he is out to get revenge for his parents. So, yeah. And he's shooting pigs and other critters. Pigs and cats, it seems. But it is quite decent. The sprite work, honestly, there could have been a lot more work on the sprite work and some of the in-between animations. I like how every time he shoots, he barks. That's kind of funny.
It's cute. He's got his little tongue out as well whenever. It's cute. It's kind of cute. But yeah, it is a little crunchy.
Oh yeah, the artwork is a bit crunchy, so it's not. This isn't a AAA pixel art for sure, but no. It's not terrible. It is not terrible.
No. It hasn't got enough reviews to give it an actual score, but the people that have reviewed it have given it the thumbs up. And it looks like it's about just over 3 hours, maybe.
Yep. It is developed by Sergio Polveroni, who also made Australian Trip and Rabbit of Destiny. Australian Trip got positive reviews. Wow, that's really crunchy. But looks like his art has improved over time. Rabbit of Destiny. What's this one? This one looks significantly better. So it looks like he's making progress in developing a style. That's cool to see.
Yeah, I don't think the price of it is too bad either. It's right now it's 30% off, and it's so it's £3.35 right now.
Yep, $4.19 US. I don't like the soundtrack.
No,
do not like the soundtrack.
No, I think.
But so cool. It's a neat little game. And that's all of Tuesday. So next Wednesday, May 8th, we have the game IMMURE. And we're going away from bright and happy to really grim.
Yeah, psychological horror.
So the term, what is that? Wow. I'm not doing well on vocabulary right now. IMMURE is a story-driven... The blurb. Yes, blurb. IMMURE is a story-driven psychological horror game. Will, the protagonist, has found himself trapped inside a foreboding mansion with no exit. To escape, he must travel through strange doors which lead into other dimensions filled with tormented souls.
Ooh.
And this is only part 1, and it's $8, so you're not going to get a finished story, I imagine.
Yeah, this is it's £5.79 right now. Well, not right now. That is the full price of the game. I'm interested. The artwork looks like very interesting, and although some of the character design look like different to the others. You know what I mean? Again, they don't look like the same artist.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really liking the backgrounds as well. But again, neither of us are really into horror games, so we can't really say whether this is something that we would play. But I'm still sort of intrigued.
Yeah, it looks very interesting for those who are into horror. It's looking like it's only about maybe a couple hours long though for part 1. So a couple hours for $8. I might wait until if I was into this, I would be waiting for future episodes to maybe pad it out a bit more.
Yeah, and this is it. It's like if you buy part 1 now, by the time the second episode comes out, it's like, are you going to remember what happened in the first episode? So yeah, I'd probably wait.
Yep. It is a $7.99 US.
So yeah, $5.79 right now.
Oh, and Wither Studios, what did they do? They also made a game, Crowman and Wolf Boy, which has a similar really kind of bleak appearance. Oh, they have a live action trailer. Oh no.
It's interesting. I think it's supposed to be a bit more comedic though.
Yeah, it's a bit more
So,
comedic. Platformer. Very strange looking. Oh, okay. So you have the crow boy, the crow man and wolf boy. So the crow man can fly, so he can help you get over obstacles. Okay, so I guess you just help each other out. That's kind of neat. Wither Studios.
Interesting.
Yeah, so IMMURE. Check it out if you're so interested. And our next title, Thursday, May 9th, is... Whoops. Going to my wish list. Okay. BirdGut, which is free.
And we like some free games. Yeah, this is. I saw this. I thought, oh no, I definitely have to put this on the list. Oh hi, Buffoon Batman. I'm glad you could join us.
Oh, welcome, Buffoon. Batman is probably the cooler half of that name. The blurb on this one is: BirdGut is a hand-drawn 2D puzzle platformer from the perspective of an outcast bee who gets eaten by a bird and discovers that the bird's internal organs are not organs at all, but facilities in which the consumed insects are brainwashed and enslaved. Experience this bizarre one-man project for yourself. So,
I mean, that's just like, for me, just fantastic idea, fantastic story idea, and I really like this kind of art style, and yeah, it just looks so imaginative.
Yeah, and sort of hand-drawn look too.
Yeah, but yeah, I love this world that they've created inside a bird's gut.
Yep. The developer is Micah Boursier, which I don't see anything else. I'm assuming he's French with that last name, Boursier. Oh, the game's only in English, so maybe he's not French. I don't know, but that last name is definitely French. Boursier. But yeah, Micah. This is his first game on Steam, so congrats! It got on the list. It was a one-man job.
And it looks like it's just 2 hours. About 2 hours.
With 3 separate endings to choose from. Maybe they're different colors. Who knows?
Interesting.
22 achievements and giant worms. So, yep, all the features you want in a game.
Oh, absolutely.
Next title is Astrologaster. Astrologaster is a story-driven astrological comedy game set in Shakespeare's London, based on true and truly ridiculous story.
Now, I got to play this I think it was either at EGX Res last year or it was Adventure X. But so this is, so you play as an astrologer, but also you're a doctor as well, as it was back in, those days around I think it's set around like, what was it, 16th century or something, and you have patients come in and you've got to diagnose what's wrong with them, and also tell their do some astrology for them as well. And the characters are hilarious. You get like a hypochondriac coming in, and you get like the son of a very wealthy lord and lady, and a bit of brat, and and you've got basically, you kind of got to keep people happy. So and you've got to kind of you've got to kind of make sure you stay out of jail pretty much, or something like that. Yeah. So it's it's very it's really funny, and it's got that sort of like almost like Monty Python kind of arts to it. So yeah.
Yeah, it's got 6 user reviews, developed by Nyam Nyam, who also made Tengami. What is Tengami? Oh, Tengami's got kind of a similar storybook look to it. Just it's Japanese, yeah, inside a Japanese pop-up book. So they definitely have a theme with their with how they like to make their games. This kind of like pop-up book look. Okay, and it's very positive. So they have a good history.
Yeah, this is £9.99. So I'm not quite sure how long this is. So it looks about 6 hours long, 5 to 6 hours long, or something like that.
Yeah, and it's $9.99 US.
So yeah, I'm not sure. So yeah, you have 13 clients, and they can see about 5 to 7 times. So I think it all depends on how fast you go through it and everything.
Yep.
It's one of those things that I would like. I'm gonna put it on my wish list, but maybe I'm gonna wait for a sale, which I know is a bit mean because it looks like it's done really well and everything.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. A lot of effort's put into it for sure. It's got a cool style, but I don't think this is particularly my type of game. But it's check it out when it's on sale for sure. And it looks it's from Yum Yum, which they have proven themselves with past games, so that's cool. The next title is Never Again, which is more on the horror end. So Never Again, horror first-person quest. The main essence of the game is research locations and puzzles, plunging into... This is a terrible blurb. Plunging in the dramatic story of a little girl suffering from asthma. So looking more into it, reading some of the views and stuff, it is a horror game, but it seems to be partly being an analogy as well of like, life with asthma kind of thing. But it is also kind of, well, it's a horror game. So I'm not particularly into that because I will scream like a little child. So...
I think it would be something I might watch someone play, but then when it got a little too much, I would be like, no, I'm gonna watch something else now. But there are a lot of positive reviews for it. It's like there are over 200 reviews, and it's at 83%. So you find there are a lot of these kind of horror games, these sort of atmospheric first-person games, and they're not done very well at all. But this one seems to, hopefully, if you can go by people's reviews, hopefully this one is a gem among them. So,
yeah, it's got it's also got a focus on puzzle solving too, which makes me think there's probably not as much, of the whole like. Having to run, get chased by the monster kind of thing, where there's a little bit more puzzle solving involved.
It wouldn't surprise me if there was an element of that in there at some point, and you're running, and then it's like, oh, I can't breathe, the asthma, that they've got to put that in there, I think.
Yep, probably. All right.
So yeah, it looks like about 6 hours long.
It's $13.99 US.
$10.99 UK. So again, it's one of those maybe.
Let's see. Primary Games. What have they developed? This is their first thing, but they do have a developer page up, so that they're serious. But yeah. Okay.
There is a demo, so you can play the demo if you.
That is true too.
You're interested, yeah.
Our next title is from Friday, May 10th, and it is Snakeybus. Now going from really dark to absurdly fun. Yep, the audio is really quiet on it. So if you've ever played Snake, this is but in a 3D environment. And basically, you just have to keep making your bus longer and longer without running into yourself.
it looks so ridiculous, but also, you know, a lot of fun. And there's also like different art styles in it as well, which is interesting.
Yeah, and there seems to be like sort of a one where it's based on like anti-grav, where like you're getting pulled to like different gravity sources. So there's some like really 3D stuff, and then there's like urban environments, and then there's this weird cylinder one where you're like in a space environment, like a space habitat. It's quite cool, very imaginative. I like that they have levels with different art styles, just completely mix things up. It's cool. I quite like it, and this is on my wish list.
There's just under 100 reviews right now, but 80% of them are positive. So yeah, it looks like, you know, just a fun little game, I think, and it's you know, something you can play maybe in between playing games, something like that. You know what I mean? Like when you used to play Snake. Yep. It's, I'm not sure how long it is though.
Yeah, I'm seeing like up to 14 hours, but a lot of like 1 to 4 hour type things.
So yeah, I think it like, so when you, as you said, you know, it's something you just pick up and play for a bit and then put it down, and then, you know, you'll come back to it another time.
Yeah,
maybe. But yeah, it's 10% off right now. It's £6.47.
And there's probably an element of like getting better and better at the game, like oh, can you hit a new high score, like new max level. Yeah. So let me see, 6 core maps with unique themes, 5 different types of buses, endless play mode. So they do have endless play, so it's partly about like trying to get that sort of maximum, and personal and global leaderboards. So that's cool. So it doesn't have multiplayer, but it does allow you to compare yourself to how other people have gotten. Yeah. So that's cool. Yeah, it's $8.99 US. Yeah, and of course the blurb is: the length of your bus grows as you pick up more people, snake through the city streets, and avoid crashing into yourself. Yep.
It looks fun.
Stovetop LLC, have they done anything else? Nope, this is their first title. Well done. Our next title to look at is Blazing Beaks, which does have its OST for sale, Justin. And that is way too loud. Okay, there we go. So this is sort of a top-down shooter with ducks.
Yeah, it looks like a roguelite game.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks, you know, I like the fact that it's got a little ducky. Got a little ducky.
Yeah, it's quite cute. The blurb is: roguelite, where too much greediness can be fatal. A colorful world with armed birds blazing their way through piles of mutants, monsters, and creepy creatures. Lots of mysteries to unravel, secrets to discover, and levels to explore. Ooh, you can get an ice gun? Nice.
Nice. It looks like thought we could get an electric gun as well, but no. But yeah, it looks cool. It looks cool, but I don't know how much variety there is, you know, in terms of maps and levels. Because going through the screenshots, it doesn't seem as many really. There's like not many. It doesn't look at that much variety.
It seems to be mostly like, oh, this map is a different color than the other maps.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they change out the trees and the color palette. So that seems to be what they do for each level. Which, I mean, can work. I mean, look at Binding of Isaac. But yeah, this is it's 90% positive. Has Aplava made anything else? They also made Football Blitz, which has nothing like this game.
We don't have to start somewhere.
Yep. It's $11.24 or $14.61 if you want to get it with the soundtrack.
It's 25% off right now with so it's $8.99. So it's local multiplayer, local co-op, which would be interesting if you know can have someone to play with.
Yep, 8 player characters.
Yeah, I think we need to find somebody who plays those sort of roguelite games and say whether this is like one they would go for. Sure. Yeah, Enter the Gungeon is the one I was thinking of. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Enter the Gungeon. Yeah, that's one I thought. Yep. Yeah, but this one has ducks. You know what? I'm putting this on my wish list. I'll check this out someday. When I
the negatives I see is like this game is overly simplistic and too focused on the option of couch co-op. As a single player, I found it very boring very quickly.
Yeah, that might be an issue. Yep. All right. And the next title we have is Locomotion. There was a song. I'm trying to remember. There was a song called Locomotion.
Do the Locomotion?
Yes, do the Locomotion.
I won't sing it. I don't want to get the
Indeed.
Yeah.
So, Locomotion is a steamy railway puzzler. An alien stole your gold, and you've got to chase them into space to get it back. Haul wagons, flick switches, and reclaim your lost gold through 51 increasingly tricky levels from home on the range to the final frontier. Yep.
Looking at this looks so cute. Such a cute game. And I do like these sort of when I'm doing playing hidden object games, sometimes there will be either sort of, you know, those pipe switching games where you got to get the water from one end to the other, or there'll be sort of like you'll have to have a train go through, make an obstacle course for it and do this, that and the other. So this sort of game is kind of up my street, I think.
Yeah, it's kind of that cool like sort of procedure, like it's like, okay, you need to have it go here, then here, then here, then there, and those kind of puzzles are fun. They really are, and this is just kind of that cool like puzzler game that you know, lets you feel like a genius.
Yeah, and I do like that there's there seems to be, you know, some variety of the design of the look of the levels as well. So that's really not just... I wonder how many levels there are.
51. 51, yeah.
51 levels. Yeah, so yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of there's a lot to keep you going, I think. Someone has put a very detailed description and review of the game. So, you know, pros: beautiful art style, great level design, requires some thinking for 100% level completion. Cons: leaderboards would be good, but that's not a con, that's just something that's not in there. Level creator would be fun. So that again, that's not in there. It's more, that's not a con, that's just...
They are missed opportunities, to be sure.
Yeah, missed opportunities rather than what is actually in the game right now, which is a con.
Unravel a story of lost vengeance and unidentified flying objects. I love that.
That's so good. But yeah, I'm putting this on my wish list. The only con that I would say right now is that it's $7.99.
Yeah, and $9.99 US, and I'm looking at the reviews and it's like 1.5 to 3 hours.
Yeah.
If it did have a level creator and like you could have like community shared levels, that would be awesome. Yeah. And maybe future expansions would definitely make it more worthwhile. But yeah, it is really cute. I quite like it. You know what? I could see myself spending an afternoon playing this game. So it's ever on a steep discount.
I would say to people, wait until it comes in the sales. And this steeply discounted.
Yeah, Polyfox. It's so beautiful though. My word.
Yeah, I do like the tags on it. So it's like indie, casual, puzzle, trains, cute, aliens.
Yes. All right. Our next title is Grit: Overworld Survival. Is that gonna... Okay, how do I have to enter this in? There we go. It doesn't recognize colons. Cool. So, Grit: Overworld Survival. This is probably the most low-def pixel art game I've seen that actually kind of looks good. So you're just this little like red dot on an island trying to survive. So Grit is a realistic overworld survival roguelike. Wow. Where a rat stew is probably the best meal you'll get, and starvation is always on your heels. Search for edible plants, defend yourself against local predators, build shelter, and figure out how to get back to civilization. Yeah.
I think for me, maybe it's probably a bit too lo-fi for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably sound like a graphics snob or something like that, but I don't know. It's I like looking at things that are quite pleasing, but if the gameplay is there, you it might be something you can just overlook.
You could probably run this game on a Commodore 64
on your calculator.
Yeah. My word.
But yeah, I think I think this will appeal to quite a few people. But yeah, it's interesting they've gone this route for this sort of style and for sort of very simplistic kind of sort of style and look to it. But it looks at the same time, it looks like there's a lot of depth gone in. Into this as well. Yeah.
Let's see. And kudos to their maps, as their maps look like they're actual islands. Like they didn't just just sketch one. Like they actually thought how real islands tend to look. So it's kind of cool. I'm glad about that. But yeah.
But yeah, there's someone has posted a review, a full review. They were giving it 6 out of 10, but giving it a fun. So the pros: challenging survival elements, nice soundtrack, some funny writing. Needs some UI updates. Needs more progression goals, like leaderboards, achievements. A game like this might be too niche for most people, but for a text-based survival title, it's not too bad. Needs a few small updates to increase that replay value. So yeah, that's they should put that in cons. Actually, it's like it's not got that replay value, unfortunately, but so they need to work on that.
And it's done by XPND SPRT is the name of the Expand Sport.
Yeah, EXP in Sport or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
This is their first game, but you know what?
Yeah.
Give it kudos for the very interesting pixel art, lo-fi pixel art.
Yeah, it's only it's 33% off right now, so it's only £1.40.
Yep, an even $2. So yeah. You know what? For that price, I might check it out. Even though it's not really my genre. But the next title, our final title on the list for Friday, May 10th is TwinCop. So basically, you have a boating accident with another cop, and you have to be the two cops have to be put together in order to survive. So you each control one hand of this cop in this sort of top-down gameplay, which, admittedly, I almost didn't put this on this list because it's not a pretty game. It's really not. But it's just so funny, like the premise, that I felt I had to keep it in.
You got like people that are spinning around like their arms out and just like spinning to hit you. So it's just it is a weird one, and you got like sort of mini games where you're having to cut the wires and stuff like that. So yeah, they're it looks like cool mini games, and you're checking IDs and stuff like that. It looks really it looks like there's so many different elements into this game.
Yeah. And this is a co-op game. You have to play this co-op, and they recommend controllers. So yeah.
Yeah, it says keyboard and mouse isn't supported. So,
twin stick shooter. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, this is you have to play someone else in the room. There's no online. No online.
Yep. Also, because each of you control a hand, there's also puzzles where you each have to like work together, and both of you control movement. So yeah. So it's really it's really can be like a friendship destroyer if you're looking for that.
There's 15 reviews up right now and 100. So
Yep.
yeah, it's although it's like £11.39.
Mm-hmm. It is
So
$14.99 US. Yeah.
and I'm only seeing people with like the most. There's one person with like over 6 hours of play, but the rest people have like 2 hours or just over 2 hours gameplay.
Yeah. I mean, it's sort of a funny game to sit down and play with someone, but I wouldn't put money into this, even though I think it's really funny. But I'm not going to pay $15 for a joke.
No. So the developer has actually put down. So a single playthrough is 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
A speed run is an hour, and if you're a completionist, it's like 15 hours plus.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I guess you can go for achievements, but if you're just going through it in co-op, like 3 hours.
Yeah, they said there is a single player mode, but best experience is 2 players.
Oh, okay. So there's a single player mode. All right.
Yeah.
And with that, that's the end of our release list. But our next step is Rody's list of horrors. And what do you have for us today? I'm scared.
So I've these are not so bad as we previously seen. These are ones that, but I at the same time have gone, why? Okay, why? But this one's called first one's called Drade.
Okay, I kind of spotted this one while I was scrolling through.
Yeah.
Ooh. You know what? What's the worst thing about this is that there's just a few things I could do to make it look better.
Absolutely.
Significantly better.
But yeah, that's the thing. You start off first, it's like, okay, it's not too bad, but as it goes on, you're like, yeah, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It seems to get progressively worse as it goes on. But the worst thing is, and this has just come out of early access as well.
Oh, so really?
It's been in early access, and there is a demo that you can play, and its full price is £7.19.
$8.49 US.
Yeah, so there's 15% off right now, so it's £6.11. But I wouldn't even put that amount of money into it. It's and there's less people put like less than an hour into it. The most I've seen is like 2.5 hours.
Yeah. So Drade tells the tale of a young druid protecting his forest. Old style 3D platformer crafted by Bullet Bears for PC. So Bullet Bears the developer. Wow, Bullet Bears. I don't like that you have bears in your development name.
You besmirch the name of bears.
You besmirch. It's not the worst, but this is a half-cooked game. Yeah,
and this is it. It's like when something kind of has like potential, it could have been all right, but then it, for whatever reason, they just couldn't bring it. I don't know.
This needs a few more years, maybe get a few people to help you with it, and this could be a decent game. Absolutely. Key features: double jumping, wall climbing, wall jumping, and hovering.
I'm just looking at that thing where you're on an apple and the apple's moving. It's just this. Yeah.
Right. All right. I'm ready for the next dose.
Okay, so this is obviously a troll game. But it's one of those things that annoys me because it's just putting it on the Steam store, and you're just basically taking up space just for a joke kind of thing. and it's called Watch Paint Dry.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Oh my gosh. The thing is, like, I feel like they're specifically poking fun at something, at the co-op. I feel like on the co-optional podcast, like, I think it was Dodgers just minute. Yeah, there's like games on there, like watching paint dry, like watch paint dry simulator. Like, it was just a throwaway joke, and I wonder if this is like a side. This is directly trying to. This is bad.
Oh wow. It's Xbox Arcade. Wow. I mean, this is it. It's just like it's just so annoying. Itch.io. It was on Itch.io. I mean, you kind of like you expect that of Itch.io because you know it's just people just put up whatever if it's their first time developing or whatever. You kind of don't mind, but Xbox Arcade, and you kind of think how has it gotten on there, and you hope that Steam would create their
in-game features. Watch paint dry in real time. Great background playlist. Achievements. In-game roadmap. Co-op gameplay where you could watch paint dry with friends while discussing politics, religion, and unique games. Oh, yeah. I hate this. And why are people stop giving this positive reviews, people? Why?
Oh, it's 20% off right now, and so it's 63 pence.
And people are upvoting it because of the meme. 79 cents. The internet is awful. This is, you encourage this kind of thing, they'll just keep coming back. Yeah, just keep coming back. All right, but let's just take me out of the pit of despair. What is your best of the list, like that we've had, like of the games that we checked out?
Right. It's I mean, because there. The thing is, I've seen a lot of things this week that had a lot of potential. Like, you had Swag and Sorcery. But I feel like Astrologaster. Yeah, I think that will be more, more in my sort of wheelhouse, I feel. But yeah, I do want to wait until it comes down in price. But I like this idea. You have to keep people happy with maybe fake fake readings. I mean, probably tells what side of astrology I'm on. But yeah, they're all kind of fake anyways.
Yeah, I think for me, probably my favorite is Snakeybus. Honestly,
that looks fun. Yeah,
that it just looks so fun. I feel like this is sort of the game that I would just kind of be like chill driving around like for hours on end, or like whatever. Like I have a weekend where I just have nothing else to do and just trying to get my bus as long as possible. For
Batman, it's the asthma game, the Never Again.
Oh yeah, so Never Again.
I mean, I do like the Locomotion game as well. I'd probably get that.
Locomotion looks really cute and
because I feel like I'd just play that offline and just nice little puzzle game.
Well, I guess those are the three winners of the week. All right, and with that, we are done with the release list and all that's afterwards. So just shamelessly plug, like, what are you up to this next week, Rody?
I'm gonna finish that game. I'm gonna finish Perils of Man.
Oh, even though
it's killing me, and I'm looking at also what to play offline as well. I think I've still got like a few hidden object games to get through. But on my completed list, I have 186 completed.
186 completed. Nice.
Yeah. Yes, I'm a very happy lady with that. But yeah, just onwards and upwards. Oh yeah, and I still need to finish Forager as well. I'm gonna dip back into that as soon as the doctor gives me the okay.
Oh yeah, Forager. Oh yeah, because click.
My arm, my arm.
Yep. Okay.
What about yourself? But yeah, I'll be on Tuesday and Thursdays. Although I have been nipping on Saturdays because I'll even miss like the Tuesday and Thursday thing. But yeah, we'll see. Yeah. We'll see.
I will be streaming probably. Well, so generally I do try to stream on Fridays. I always end up streaming on Saturdays. So that I should be good then. But yeah, and then of course the Steam Release podcast. And I try to put another random stream in the week, but life is just busy. So I just cannot stream as much as I used to. I think once a few things happen, in a year's time or so, I may be moving out to my own apartment, but we'll see how it all works out. And once I'm by myself, that is going to probably give me a lot more time to be able to do stuff with the stream and such. But until then, I got a bunch of other stuff going on that I'm going to be involved with. So, yeah. So until then, we'll be back every week. Next week, we'll have a special guest. We did have a special guest planned this week, but unfortunately, both he and I forgot that it was Mother's Day this weekend. And you know what? He lives pretty close to his mom, and I don't think she'd be pleased to not have him around. So he was really looking forward to. So he was really bummed. But that guest will be showing up later, so you're going to find out who he is. And we have a special guest for next week, which I'm going to message him to remind him. But he seems pretty into it, so looking forward to that.
Yeah. Yes. Special episode next week. So make sure you'll tune in.
Indeed, and so just thank you everyone for stopping by. Akio, Buffoon, Batman, Godless Weeb. Am I getting everyone? And of course, all the lurkers. I'm not going to call you out, but thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you as well.
Yeah, thank you guys, and we also always appreciate your opinions in the chat as well. And if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe, and of course make some comments.
Yes, indeed. Like and subscribe, and leave comments. We will address them on the next show, if I remember to check. But yeah, I will remember to check. So, bye.
Bye. Take care, guys.